We're less than a month away now from the deadline to file your 2021 taxes. Many of you yet to file still have some questions about different credits and deductions. This Money Monday, we'll tackle a few of them with our financial expert and good friend, Paul Hood. Paul, always great to see you, my friend.
See you.
Sharp suit, I like that.
Thank you.
All right, let's jump right in. We have 3 viewer questions. Our first one goes to Josh. Just wrote in over the past week saying, I'm studying for my commercial pilot's license. The total cost is 20 grand. Yikes. Am I eligible for an education credit? I'm going through the flight instructor school in Sallisaw, and I'm not sure if this is an accredited institution.
So the answer is fairly simple. In the IRS says that they don't even mention the word accredited very much. The way to tell is if Josh can go to their financial aid and they are qualify or to get financial aid for that institution. So if they ask for FAFSA or one of those type of deals, then he would get the credit. But that's the determining factor, is if for them to be eligible, the defining answer is they have to be able to get federal financial aid there.
Okay, flight school is not cheap.
No, it's not cheap.
Yeah, it's expensive. All right, to Sarah now. My 21-year-old son was on a mission trip for most of last year. He was not in school and made no income. He did live with us for 6 weeks. Can we claim him as a dependent? We get a lot of dependent questions around this time of year.
Yeah, which is really weird because the dependency exemption, the deduction, is really no more. So it's almost irrelevant, except for it could affect the filing status, single versus head of household. It could affect some of the stimulus stuff that came out. It could affect whether you get to take a tuition credit because you have to claim that person. So the rule is the first test is a relationship test. And obviously it's their son, so they would pass that. So if they're under 24 and not a full-time student, then it goes to an income test. So if they've provided over half his support, he doesn't make more than about $4,300, they can claim him.
Okay, good to know. And Steve says, just like a lot of us right now, my 401k taking quite a beating. He's 64 years old. He wants to know, should I move my funds to something more secure or ride it out? I don't plan on withdrawing anything from my 401k till I turn 70. He's got 6 more years.
Yeah, so it's very difficult. Brian, you and I have talked about, being from Oklahoma, I try to teach people to think of cattle. If I've got 20 head of cows outside in the pasture and my intention is not to sell them, why do I care what they're worth? So I stick my head out and I got, 2 more calves, or I got 3 more calves. It doesn't really matter the value if I'm not wanting to sell it. So when you're in the accumulation phase of life, when you're putting money in, you hope things go down because you're buying things on sale, which lowers your average cost basis, which makes it easier to make money. It's guys like him that maybe he's not drawing, but he's not putting money in. That's where it gets real difficult. So other than expecting a permanent change, there is no way that this is ever coming back up. Sometimes you cut your losses. But Brian, virtually that's never the case. We know that about every 2 years there's a downturn in the market. The downturn typically lasts about 6 months, and the people that get hurt is the ones that sell. So just like the price of cattle, if it's low and I sell, I get hurt. So my advice to him is, other than thinking, now if he's in very speculative type stuff, maybe so, but if he's got a good portfolio and it's diversified, deep breath, and if he can, put more money in because he's lowering his average cost basis.
All right, good stuff today, Paul. Thank you so much. If you're watching right now, you have a financial question you want us to tackle next Monday, you can send in your question right now to moneymonday@griffin.news.